Come on. Anyways, this camera, unlike my old one, it's the exact same replacement as my last one. My old Nikon S80. For those that don't know, that camera is freaking awesome. Just not when it's got this weird little light on here that for some reason it likes to flash you straight in the eyeball. And it hurts. Maybe I never turned the other one on facing me. This one I have. I guess that's the little note that I just shine the crap out of your eyeball. I'm recording. There's your guarantee. You'll be trying to reestablish yourself for a few seconds while you're blind. Yeah. Okay, so, speaking of blind, now I know what I can actually do this video on. For those that don't know, I love my blankies. I'm a blankie man. In fact, sometimes I've had more problems letting Daddy take out my security blankets, which we all have. I've really held on to my security blankies though. Kind of like, what was this? Inus or whatnot? Pigpen? Anyways, Charlie Brown, basically thinking of Charlie Brown, the kid that always had his blanket that he'd use as a whip, dance with, everything like that. It was this little security blanket, and then when he didn't have a security blanket, he totally flipped and freaked out. I like my blankies. Anyways, yeah, we all have security blankets. We'll do that on a different video. But now that I actually remembered, realizing, talking about blind, it's like, you know what? That's awesome. Let me give you guys a hint of what I mean by that, okay? How well do you think I can see you? Okay? I won't be able to see you on this video anyway. So how well can you see me, my face, at this moment? Is that a bad example? I think it is. Okay, how about this? I can't see my camera right now. Okay? I asked Daddy God in my heart. Wow, there he is. Okay? It's the same thing when you finally ask Daddy God into your life, into your heart. It's literally like a veil gets removed. It's you're literally talking about being in two different places. You know, there's those people that do ask him in, expect these things, weird things to like suddenly, blam, everything changed, and it doesn't. And usually they walk away. But that's actually usually because they didn't actually really believe it. Or at least they didn't stick long enough to actually really let the Lord reveal himself. You know, it's like when that thing finally breaks off, when it finally gets removed. For what those people that don't understand that doubt and unbelief is actually a lie. You know, as I say, there is no unbelievers in hell. I'm sorry, guys. I really apologize. I really don't need to go there like that. And it doesn't make me feel any more comfortable, and I'm sure it does not make my Daddy God happy, because he does not actually like that aspect at all. He does not like us talking like that. He really doesn't. I know you've probably heard 1,000 times like that, and you know what? I'm going to try and not be the person that does that. And I know I already made a couple of videos that almost seems like I'm hinting at that, but you know what? There was a time that I actually... I'll do that on a different video too. I'm just going to turn around and keep trying to go on this aspect for you guys. No, actually, that actually does match. It's actually one of the more perfect subjects for this, and that would be talking about on the Pharisees, the blind guides, going the wrong direction blindly. Was the people that ran other people down, telling them what was bad about them, what they were doing wrong. Sinner, sinner, sinner. I'm sure quite a few are so aware of that. Well, guess what? It was back then too, and the Lord called them basket of vipers, basically. It's kind of funny. The ones that thought they were righteous, clean and pure, washed and all this other stuff, were actually the ones that the Lord literally said, called them the sons of the devil. That's because there is not a single righteous man without God. Not one. There is not one. Why? Because every man, every woman, every body, period, is a sinner. Straight up. It's yet the only one that was not a sinner was Jesus, and that's the only reason why he was able to do what he did. And the only reason why he was able to go through life without ever sinning was, well, because he was not a regular man. He was Son of God. He was our most awesome word of our daddy coming down and saying, you know what, here's the invitation, kids. It's time to come home. I am tired. There we go. Tired of the separation. And you know what? As much as we seem to think that he was condemning us and everything else and wanting to constantly beat us, did you know he made the law because man was not willing to actually have a relationship with him? So he made the law to say, hey, you know what? You still need a relationship with me. You know, every area is like, you know what? I want a relationship with you. I want a relationship with you. I want a relationship with you. I want to be with you. I want to be with you. That's really the cries of God, you know. There's other areas where he talks about these people not only prideful but religious and everything else, and he calls them clanging gongs. Tired of hearing their dead flat sounds of religion and everything else. Yeah, it's kind of funny how a lot of people seem to keep thinking religion, and organized religion. You know what? And I used to laugh too at times when I heard people try to turn around church telling me, oh, it's not a religion, it's a relationship. Well, you know what? Now I actually understand what they were saying. Daddy did a personal collection on me. He really did. I didn't have anyone show up to my house to actually turn around and get me to come to the Lord. I didn't have any of that. It was, the Lord actually did a personal collection. And basically he showed me who he really was and who my enemy really was. And guess what? It was not who I thought it was. And it was when I actually finally realized, you know, the Lord was who he said he was. I was a change that day, and that was a wonderful day. And I turned around and I actually Alright, so we were talking about blind people. And we were talking not about blind people. We were talking about being blind. I'm dealing with a little bit of that, like, judgment and stuff, because I went down the wrong way. You know, I had such exuberance, happiness, and joy of just getting to follow my daddy God, seeing what he meant and why he did things, why he made these instructions that I instructed. Religious laws suddenly came into head, and I started following the laws instead of my daddy. Yeah, I know. Well, you guys probably really actually Well, if some of the people at the church could see some of these videos, they'd probably crucify me. Okay, so no church is perfect. You still have those religious leaders in the churches. You still have that problem. Actually, I am doing my book, and my book is actually touching base on that too. And it's actually going to be showing, not pointing the finger at even the religious leaders, because I'm going to restart this video. Call this number 1 of blind opened eyes, or whatever you want to call it. And you'll see it when it's there, and you'll figure out what name I finally decided to give it. So at the meantime, I think I'm going to restart this video. So, one quickie.